Hey everyone! Welcome back to some more Let's Play Quest for Glory 4 with me, your host Tim. We left off, we explored more of the surrounding area. We got most of the town explored. We still have the monastery and the Heroes Guild to actually take a peek at. We had visited Dr. Cranium, and we got our very first cure poison, or poison cure, what's it called? Poison cure potion, and a healing potion from him. We went to visit the graveyard and didn't see too much there at the moment. And we explored a tiny bit of the surrounding area. We improved our spells off screen. In fact, we're going to go ahead and take a peek. I only worked on our fetch spell, which is now 301. I will be content with our spells when they hit about the 350 mark, at which point I will no longer work to actively be increasing them. At least that's the plan. Because that way I'll be able to finish this game by day 60 in-game, rather than day 120 or so. Alright, it's not quite sunset. If it was sunset, then the Burgomeister would have shut the windows to his place. But it's getting really close to sunset. Yeah, very close. It's sinking over the mountaintops. In fact, probably in a few more seconds, Burgomeister will show up. So the plan today is just to talk to the other townsfolk here at the inn, spend the night here at the inn. Tomorrow morning we'll wake up and I guess we'll do a little more exploring of the surrounding area. And we'll try to explore everything to the east. We'll also talk to the Burgomeister, see if we can get a key to the Thieves Guild and take a look in there. Maybe we'll try to visit the monastery as well if we have time. That's all on the plan for this video's agenda. I don't know how much of it will get done though. Alright, well, let's head on in to the inn. It's not dinner time yet, or the other townsfolk would be here. Hello, Yuri.
Ah, so you are back.
I am. You have a good evening.
The innkeeper nods at you.
I'll be down for dinner. Just gonna go upstairs and check my stuffs. And just rest an hour. I think that's what we're gonna do. Then we'll go downstairs, get something to eat, talk to people.
You unlock the door to your room and go in.
And see what everyone says. Alright, so let's just rest for, I don't know, an hour should do it, I think. After some rest, you feel better.
After some rest, you feel better.
I remember. Ah. Oh, and our stats. How's our stats looking? Here we are, after practicing our first day. Our communicate might go up a little more after being done downstairs. So, not bad. Not bad. We're making some slow progress. None of our weapons abilities improved, but we didn't fight anything. Oh, except the batters. But it's not going to go up for only 2 batters. Maybe a whole flock of them.
The inhabitants of the inn eye you suspiciously. You get the feeling that you're not particularly welcome here.
Well, you're the only inn in town. So, this is where we're staying. Sorry, boys. You're going to have to get used to having a hero here. Alright, let's greet everyone. Hello, everyone.
They all stare at you for a moment, then go back to talking amongst themselves.
Let's tell a little bit of ourselves.
We do not believe in heroes in Mordavia. We have no need of heroes here.
Yeah, I mean a hero's a nice sandwich, but I don't want to live next door to one.
Actually, I had an uncle once who was a hero.
Will you give me a break with all this hero stuff? Enough!
I believe that the text is not as funny as their voices were, but they interjected their own witticisms and what have you to their speech, if I remember the interview correctly with Lurie and Corey Cole. I like it though, I like the humor. But the game also takes a darker view if you just have the written text on screen without their voices. Alright, so they're not really interested in me so much. Well, let's get dinner while we're here.
Tonight, for your dining pleasure, it is the traditional Mordavian chicken paprikash, delicately seasoned with locally grown paprika and garlic.
I don't know what paprika even is. That sounds like a spice or something. So, was that your wife who just delivered the food out for me? She's a very, healthy-looking woman.
My wife keeps the kitchen, and I keep the inn. Together, We make the Hotel Mordavia the best place to stay in all this valley.
Arguably, it's the only place. The food is pretty good. I get a meal for dinner and breakfast.
My wife prepares and serves 2 hearty meals a day. I am sure you will find them satisfying. Just sit down in the chair by the door, and Bella will be happy to serve you.
Thank you, Yuri. I've noticed all the garlic hanging around. Is that this area's designated vegetable?
Garlic is our national vegetable.
Oh!
We all love garlic around here, don't we, my friends? Of course. Hey, everyone loves garlic.
Yeah, it's stinky. It's our country's flower.
I don't care much for garlic.
I don't remember asking.
That's a creepy face. Okay. Is garlic a flower? I think it's a vegetable? I'm pretty sure it's a vegetable. You guys hear anything about going in town? Ask about townspeople.
They come in here in the evening to talk, to drink, and relax.
And how have you been today, Yuri?
I am well.
Okay. Well, let's talk to the other townsfolk. Hello, guys. See you all over here talking. How are you all doing this fine evening?
Hey, look. There's nothing wrong with us.
Yeah, we're okay. We've been tested.
Well, to tell you the truth, I do feel a cold sore coming on.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That can be really painful. Especially there's nothing we can do about it, I suppose. That's way too much information than I wanted. I kind of wanted like a, you're doing well, how are you? And instead I got a, don't bother us, which is fine. So, I take it you guys aren't fond of strangers, are you?
You know, we don't get many strangers here, now that the pass outside's been cut off.
He's right. We don't trust ones who come here by unknown means.
Yeah, particularly strangers we don't know.
We tend to be kinda suspicious of strangers, and I think I'm looking at one right now.
Yeah, that's why we made the sign that says strangers are unwelcome and unwanted.
Right. And in our own subtle way, we try to get across the fact that we don't like them very much.
Strangers bring bad luck.
Strangers bring trouble.
Actually, the last stranger brought a jester's hat and a staff, but I still don't trust him.
Anything else you want to know, stranger?
Yes! A jester's hat and a staff. Is there another person here at the inn?
You know, there's another stranger in town besides you.
Oh, and let me tell you, he is very strange, okay?
Strange. The dude ain't even human.
No one knows how he got here or why he came.
No one knows where he goes during the day, or who he's trying to meet, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he tells jokes. At least I think he does.
Yeah, he says he's a real jester.
He dresses like Sonny Bono.
And he acts like a gnome.
He is a gnome, Einstein.
Okay, so there's another gnome stranger in town. I wonder how he got in here past the swamp. Those clawing hands didn't look too good, unless he arrived here certainly before the swamp started. So, yes. Anything I should know about here in town? You guys look like you're the go-to people when it comes to town-related things.
The town of Mordavia is a very safe place to be, gotta tell you.
Oh yeah, you got nothing to fear within the walls of the town.
Other than the old monastery.
Yeah, the old monastery. As long as you don't venture into the old monastery, you'll be safe as milk in this town.
Yeah, as long as you don't even think of getting near the old monastery, you're gonna be okay.
Did I, mention the monastery door?
Oh, yeah, right, the monastery door. Look, as long as you don't go near the monastery door...
In fact, nowhere near the monastery. Don't even think about it.
You'll be perfectly safe in the town of Mordavia.
Okay, so something really bad is at the monastery. Right. And you guys then wouldn't recommend going out at night then, huh?
Hey, Mordavia nights are dangerous.
Oh, he's right, you know. Nobody goes out at night, except my girlfriend, but she's working.
Oh
Her
my
and a
God.
few ghosts, and revenants, a wraith, and vampire or two.
Hold it, put it in park. There are no vampires in Mordavia.
Vampires in Mordavia. Whoever heard of such nonsense?
I hate to burst your bubble, but my Uncle Fred was bitten by a vampire once.
Your Uncle Fred's alive and well and retired till Silmaria. Hello?
Yeah, I know him. He sends you a postcard every harvest time saying, "Where's my $20?"
Well, he had a miraculous recovery.
It must indeed be reckless recovery to recover from a vampire. Oh, this guy looks drunk or sleepy. Alright, well, thank you, townsfolk. I'm sure I'll be seeing you all again later. Have a good night, everybody.
They nod at you in response.
Oh, that's actually more than I thought I was going to get. Alright, well, let's get to bed and get an early start tomorrow. Come down here, get some breakfast, talk to the Burgomeister, see if we can get a key to the guild
You unlock the door to your room and go in.
hall. I'm curious to see what the previous adventurers were doing in this town. Oh, I also want to visit Dr. Cranium again to get another poison cure and a healing potion.
After some rest, you feel better.
You can't go to sleep at night, at sunset. You have to wait till it's actually night. Like right now. So now we can go to bed. Or rather, we sleep.
You awaken as the sun begins to rise.
Cool. And I think we might have gained a little bit of stamina while we rested overnight, did we? Yep. Your vitality, I believe, goes up like 1 or 2 points, or maybe a little more than that, every single evening that you sleep. And we didn't get any calm? Alright, but our mana recovered completely, which is very good to know. So yep, so that means we can practice a single spell a day, and probably get like 50 points or so in it. Now, I mentioned I wasn't going to improve Glide at all. What this spell does is let you skate on top of water. There's no animation for it, your guy just kind of moves about. And this is the only spell, to my knowledge, that does not follow you over to the next game. All the other ones will. So there's no real reason to improve it. I may reduce the amount of mana that you lose by improving it, but I'm perfectly fine having an increased mana cost to save me 3 to 4 in-game days, or even more than that, improving it. That would be like an hour or more of real-life time. That's too precious. I'd rather just not. I'd rather spend an extra 20 mana points or so to cast Glide in the one single place we're going to be using it later on in the game. Okay, well, hello Yuri, good morning.
Ah, so you are back.
I am. Let's see how that breakfast is. Oh, or we don't get breakfast. Do we get breakfast? Hello. Let's stand up and sit back down again. Maybe. Do we get breakfast? There we go. Really unfriendly town.
It's a garlic souffle, Mordavian style.
I've never had a souffle. I don't even know what that even looks like. Is that like some sort of giant? I want to say it's like bread, but I don't know anything about it. I'll have to look this up. Actually, I don't have to look it up, but maybe I'll look it up later. Alright, good morning, innkeeper. How are you?
I am well, as always.
Have you heard any rumors about anything going on in town? Anything I might be able to help with?
I do not gossip.
Okay, that's fine then. Anything about the forest I should know? Or about to go traversing out in it? Any place I should want to see?
I know little of the forest, for I seldom leave my inn. You should speak with the Burgomeister. Perhaps he can tell you more about it.
Fair enough. Thank you, Yuri. I saw a castle on the way over here. Didn't get a good look at it. Do you know anything about the inhabitants of the castle?
The castle was once that of the Boyar. Now we do not know who lives there.
How is the inn holding up? Looks like not a whole lot happened between when I went to bed last night and this morning.
This inn used to do a steady business before this swamp prevented traders and tourists from coming. Now we mostly make our money off of food and drink.
Ah, sure. No one's really spending the night here anymore. They all have their own homes. Ask about the townspeople.
Besides the ones that come in here in the evening, there are quite a few others. You probably have met the shopkeeper, the gravedigger, and the burgomeister. And then there's Nikolai, and that crazy Dr. Cranium.
Oh, yes. I met the good doctor.
Dr. Cranium came to Mordavia several years before the swamp closed off the pass. No one knows much about him, but no one trusts him. It is rumored that he conducts strange experiments.
So you do deal in rumors, then. What can you tell me about Nikolai? He was looking for his Anna. Is that his daughter?
He is a harmless old man who wanders around looking for his dead wife.
Oh, wife, right.
It must be a shame to grow old all alone.
Well, it can be at times, I suppose, but hey, you don't have to... You also get to avoid a lot of drama. What about the shopkeeper? She looks like she's all about drama.
The shopkeeper knows everything that goes on in town. She also makes a delicious avocado and garlic sandwich, which she sells as rations.
50 cents each. Just let you know, you could probably charge more for the room. Not that I'm suggesting you do so, but you could. And how are you... Oh, and tell me about the burgomeister. He looks like he doesn't really want me around here.
The burgomeister keeps to himself and lives in his office.
Oh, I guess that saves on taxes. And the gravedigger?
The gravedigger is a strange one, though he is a good carver of tombstones and digger of graves.
Seems to be something you guys care a lot about. But I guess everyone should care about. Have their plans for death set up ready in advance. Take care, Yuri. You have a good day.
The innkeeper nods at you.
Alright, let's head on out. Oh, we should save the game as well. But too late. Walking out.
So, you are still around, are you? When are you leaving Mordavia?
Good morning. Dimitri, I believe. Is your name? Yes? Hello.
The burgomeister stares at you suspiciously.
Right. So, how are you doing this morning?
It is my duty to protect this town. If anything unusual happens around here, I will know whom to blame.
Hey, innocent until proven guilty. So, are there any rumors of any kind? Anything about anything I could help with?
What am I, a gossiping old woman, for you to ask such a thing? The biggest news here is you.
Okay, so that's a don't ask me that question. Gotcha. Mentally gonna remember that. There's an adventurers guild up the street from here. At least the gravedigger hinted it was an adventurers guild. Is that the case?
The Adventurers Guild is in the north part of town, but it's closed and boarded up. There have been no adventurers here since the road was flooded. By the laws of the land, I must give you the key for the asking. Perhaps it will be of some use to you.
Ah, thank you, Dimitri, very much. I was curious about that staff. You guys don't trust magic, but you have it in the center of town. It definitely seems to be magical to me.
That staff was brought here many years ago. It was placed in the town center as memorial to the magic user Irana.
Oh wow, that's Irana's staff. She was a very powerful magic wizard, to my knowledge. People have warned me to staying away from the monastery that's across the way from the Adventurers Guild. What can you tell me about the monastery?
That building was abandoned many years ago. It is dangerous, and by rights it should have been torn down. Stay away from it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Dimitri. I guess I'll talk to you later. Oh, tell about ourselves. Let's do that first. Maybe we can regale him with some other stories about what things we've done.
You tell how you helped the Baron of Spielberg.
An interesting story. Did you hear it, or make it up yourself?
Neither. Have a good day, Dimitri.
Don't start any trouble around here.
I'm not that kind. I'm not a thief. I'm a wizard. Okay. Oh, do we want to go get more sandwiches? How many do we have left? Like 5? 7? We should be fine today. All right, let's go up here and visit the Adventurers Guild. Oh, we also should save the game. Part 3. All right. Hello, Gravedigger. Good morning to you. Hello.
The headstone carver stares at you and then goes back to work.
I think there's going to be a lot of that. So, how are you doing, Igor? Good morning.
Igor, very happy. Little graveyard humor there.
You must spend a lot of time thinking of these responses, huh? Hey, I went to the cemetery the other day. Anything there I should know about?
Cemetery east of town. Major tourist attraction.
Yeah, I heard about that. And the monastery?
Oh, bad place. No go near. You'll be very sorry you go near.
Heard any other rumors?
Oh, Igor not hear rumors. Igor not know Olga's husband run off years back. Nobody tell rumors to Igor.
Wow. Olga says he died. I guess that's might not be the case, or the rumors might be saying that. Tell about yourself.
You tell Igor about your adventures since your last visit. Igor listens while he works, but doesn't comment.
Guess we told him about how we went to the cemetery and saw the doctor. Alright, well, take care, Igor. You have a good day.
He looks at you and then goes back to work.
Alright, let's see what's inside the Adventurers Guild.
Lock the door, using the key the Burgomeister gave you.
This place has seen better days.
This place appears to have been an adventurers' guild hall at one time. Evidently there are no more adventurers left in Mordavia. The hall is badly in need of maintenance.
You know what this reminds me of now? It reminds me of all those MMOs, when the people move on to something new, or the next expansion comes out, and whatever the main hub was from the previous expansion is now emptied. Kind of sad in a way, isn't it? Well, let's take a look around at all the various things.
A finely crafted sword rests within this case, but there doesn't seem to be a door or any way to open the case. A plaque reads, "Break glass in emergency."
That's handy. Can we take it?
The case looks totally solid, as if it was constructed around the sword. A plaque reads, "Break glass in emergency only."
Pry open case.
There's no sign at all of a crack or seam in this case. You can't find any way to open it, or even a place to slip in your dagger. The case is totally sealed. You can't find any way to open it.
Can we cast a force bolt to open it? I don't think we can, but why not give it a try?
This is not a good place to practice your magic.
So that would be a no. So I believe as the fighter, or paladin, you can just take it out of it. You can break the case. But we are not either of those classes, so we don't have the option of taking a sword.
A portrait of an adventurer long gone hangs on the wall here. A small plaque at the base reads, "Piotr, Paladin."
If you are a paladin, that will come into play in this game. But we are not, so we will not notice anything else about Piotr.
The The painting shows a proud-looking adventurer standing on an obviously defeated dragon. It might have had more impact if the dragon wasn't just as obviously winking. The plaque says, "Wish you were here in Silmeria, Dunstan." There is an empty picture frame above the bookshelf. Either somebody thought the wall itself was a piece of art, or a thief has been at work here.
Probably a thief.
There are a number of books on the shelf, including Hero Magazine's Golden Guild Guide to Mordavia, Flora, Fauna, and Folklore.
Ah, well, we're a magic user. We'll go ahead and read some books. What do we got here? Let's, read the books.
Which book do you want to read?
Let's read Hero Magazine.
As you scan through Hero, the Journal of General Job Adjusting, you find quite a bit of information that might be useful here. There are a series of articles about the land of Mordavia. The town originally grew up around Castle Borgov. The Borgovs were the boyars, or local noblemen, assigned the role of guarding the area from invaders. The chapter on fauna describes a number of interesting creatures. The Necrotor is a vicious carnivore with big, sharp teeth. Some of the other monsters sound even more horrific. In the forest lives the Lishi, a creature known for playing practical jokes on travelers and playing riddle games, but which can also be helpful to those it likes. You learn about the Rosalka, the spirit of a murdered unmarried woman. Such spirits are said to inhabit lakes and rivers. They try to avenge themselves by drowning any man foolish enough to approach them. You could really learn a lot by reading this magazine thoroughly instead of just browsing through it. Isn't it nice that we included a complete copy in your game box?
If it does go into all the monsters and what have you from that the manual. You get the manual if you downloaded the game from GOG. Alright, the brochure, I guess you might as well read it.
The book turns out to be an advertising brochure. It says, "I, Dr. Cranium, predict that someday one of my descendants will become the subject of a major computer game. The Castle of Dr. Brain from Sierra Online." Jeez, how cheesy can you get?
Apparently really cheesy. Placing product information in here for your other game series. Let's read creative casting. This may actually improve our magic a little bit.
The book is all about using spells in unusual and creative ways, such as calming a fire, using alternate flame and frost spells to make something brittle and break, and so on. You pick up a number of useful tips which will improve your spell casting.
Sweet. And talk fu?
This book teaches the ancient oriental art of talk fu, how to overcome opponents by attacking them with the unpronounceable names of martial arts forms and confusing them with fortune cookie wisdom.
Wow.
You get lost somewhere between karate and kuksul.
Oh, that's not too hard to pronounce, though. Okay, well, that's enough for this. Can we move the bookshelf?
Nice try. But the bookshelf won't budge. If there's a secret passage around here, it's hidden a different way.
Now, I know what that secret passage is, but we're unable to do anything with it.
All of the hooks are empty.
I believe one of those hooks will make the picture frame go into the wall, and there's a secret passage up there you can climb up to if you're the thief. There's also another item which isn't in here because we're not a fighter or a thief. There's a grappling hook, which will be in the corner right here near this.
Some round metal weights lie neatly stacked on the floor. I better hope Dr. Cranium doesn't see them. He'd probably invent the cannon and upset the balance of power.
The grappling hook can be used on this ring up here.
A large ring is securely attached to the ceiling.
For you to practice climbing, because you'll gain the skill as a fighter at this point in the game. Yes, and wow, our magic went up quite a bit, actually. That's awesome. For just reading talk fu. I'm sorry, reading the magic creative casting. See what else we got around here.
A large ewer, or maybe it's Mia, lies on the table. It was probably used to splash water on overheated athletes. It has a crack in the bottom and isn't useful for much of anything anymore. This is either some sort of diabolical device or an exercise machine. Come to think of it, exercise machines are diabolical devices.
Yes, they certainly are.
It's a rare example of the deadly Mordavian moose, distinguishable by its long, fang-like canines. Someone has strung garlic around its neck, probably in hopes that it will stay on the wall.
Wow, it's a massive creature too. Look at the size of its head. Okay, so the way that this device works...
This is either some... Come to think...
...is you put the weights into the pails, and then you walk on it like a stair-stepper. It will drain, however, most of our stamina. And because of that, it's not something I'm going to do today. We want to go back to Dr. Cranium, and then maybe go outside for a little bit and do a little, some exploring. We'll want our stamina when we do this, so we'll leave that here at the moment. To my knowledge, that's all there is inside the guild hall as well. Let's see what happens if we walk up to the monastery. Or we can just leave. That works too.
Still you remain. It is a wonder you have managed to live so long.
Good morning, Dimitri.
What is it you want?
They're just passing through. I'll see you later.
Try not to make a nuisance of yourself.
Just to let you guys know, you guys are warning me about the monastery a lot, so I'm gonna take a peek at it. Can we walk up to the door? Whoa!
Bad place. Very bad place. Go away. You'll be very sorry.
So... Let's do this anyway to show you guys what happens, but you really shouldn't go up to this door. Let's listen at the door.
Nobody ever listened to Igor.
Seafood snack? That hectopus had the munchies ever since it got stoned. Fortunately for it, but not for you, it occasionally gets its meals delivered right to the door. Yep, don't walk up to the door. You can find a way to safely do it, but our hero hasn't the faintest inkling of what to do at the moment, so Galvin will listen to Igor rather than end his career right there, and we'll just go this way instead. To get through the door, you need to hold up the Dark One sign to the creature, and it will recognize that, or suspect maybe you are one of the worshippers for that monastery, and not eat you. But that's the only way to do it, to my knowledge. You might be able to climb in if you're the thief, but don't quote me on that. I've not played a thief in this game. Yes, you have to do that every time you want to go in to see the doctor. Eventually, the combination of ringtones will become a single one that will be the same one every time you visit. Probably after like the 12th time is when the doctor starts having new things to say to you. Alright, let's head on in.
Ah, you're just in time to witness a magnificent scientific experiment. I have managed to harness the very primal force of lightning at my beck and call. Now I shall use it to create life itself. Watch this. That was not quite the experimental result I expected. But never mind that. It is merely a momentary setback in the annals of science. I shall readjust the magnetic electrical stimulation system and try again another day.
Your mess is called mess. Also, Doctor, just maybe angle it differently if you want to hit your patient, I suppose. Good morning to you. How are you doing, Dr. Cranium?
You say hello to the scientist.
It is good to see you again. I trust the Antwerps gave you no trouble?
Nope, no trouble at all, good sir. So let's talk about Spielberg. You know, you mentioned Antwerps, and I encountered them over in Spielberg.
You tell Dr. Cranium about your first adventures in the Spielberg Valley. He seems vaguely interested in your tales of the Baron and his children, but his eyes positively light up when you mention the Antwerp.
Ah, so you are the Spielberg hero. I went there on an Antwerp gathering expedition a few months ago. The people there are still talking about your adventures.
You continue by telling Dr. Cranium of your encounters with the eccentric wizard Erasmus, the deadly kobold magic user, and the ogress Baba Yaga.
Turned her into a frog? Oh, such poppycock. There is a perfectly straightforward scientific explanation for all of those events. There is no such thing as magic.
Looks like, Doctor, you don't want to see the evidence that's put in front of you. So, tell me about how you are doing, Dr. Cranium.
Oh, I have been better. The failure of my MESS was a shocking experience, I can tell you.
I'm sure it was. All these puns are popping in my head, but I'm not going to go ahead and mention them. How's the science doing?
Understanding and harnessing the power of nature is just one aspect of science. By observing and performing experiments based on the observations, the scientist increases our understanding of the world around us.
I don't suppose, Doctor, you have another healing potion. Thank you in advance if you do.
Here you are, one freshly brewed healing drink. Sip it if you get hurt, and its beneficial vitamins and other ingredients will help your body to recover quickly.
Thank you, Doctor. And a poison cure if you don't mind.
Here you are, one freshly brewed universal poison antidote.
Thank you, Doctor. You should patent these. These could be really helpful, by the way. You could have quite a bit of money to help with your research if you did so. Let's talk more about the Antwerps. You find them fascinating, don't you? I think their way of reproducing is actually quite interesting.
Antwerps are a truly fascinating species. They reproduce by splitting into a number of tiny Antwerps, each with their own genetic code. They cannot split voluntarily, however. They only reproduce when cut or stabbed. My test Antwerps came from Spielberg Valley, where there was an Antwerp population explosion last spring.
I guess you could say their population happens when it pops. You're using a lot of lightning today, Doctor. You mentioned water earlier.
I have come to the conclusion that lightning is electrical in nature, which would put it in the realm of fire. Fortunately, there have been an increasing number of storms here lately, so I have been able to harness some of the lightning and store it for experimental use.
That's interesting. Most people associate lightning with air. Well, how are things in Mordavia, Doctor?
Oh, this is a sad, ignorant land where everyone seems to think more of magic than of science. Still, it is a good place for a scientist to work. There are many fascinating monsters to study, and I can get all the dead bodies I need.
I suppose that's a plus, depending upon your line of work. You mentioning lightning and life force?
I am convinced that the primal force of life is electrical in nature. Of course, it must also involve water for life, and pizza, without which life would be boring.
Pizza's not the only non-boring thing, I suppose, though. You could replace pizza with anything that I suppose you like very much. By the way, do you know anything about Nikolai, or has he ever found his wife Anna? How long ago I'm assuming she's dead. How long ago did she die?
My neighbor Nikolai is not actually as old as he now appears. He has been very unhappy since his wife's disappearance some 15 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I can understand his disappointment. She never brought me back the berries I needed for an experiment.
Yes, that is the reason why he's so sad. Well, thank you, Doctor, for the potions. Let's talk about more of my adventures.
You start to tell Dr. Cranium about yourself and your adventures, but he quickly interrupts.
But there is nothing so adventurous as pursuing a career in science. Did you know, for instance, that simple scientific principles can be applied to the creation of potions for healing and curing poison?
That's a hint that you should talk to him about science if you hadn't before, so you can get those types of potions. This is the only place you can pick them up in this entire game, and you're locked behind a copy protection, so. Well, Doctor, thank you again for your time, and, oh, would you, want some avocado?
Oh, no thanks. I have to watch my weight. I'm making a study of it.
That's a good answer. Take care, Dr. Cranium. Good talking to you again.
You say goodbye.
Oh, it is always a pleasure to have one such as you visit.
It occurs to me one of the reasons why I really enjoy this game series, like, and this game in particular, is because...
Perhaps I should wait a day or two before resuming my Frankie experiment. It is very important that the right person stay in charge here.
There's a lot of character development here, and the characters, you know, it takes time for them to get to know you, and you get to know them, and you get to learn their quirks and stuff like that. This is one of the first games that actually kind of did that. I'm thinking, was Baldur's Gate that around back then? This was released in 1993, so probably. But I never played those games, so like this was my first experience with anything like this. Alright, we've got like another 20 minutes or so. So let's save the game. And I guess we're going to go out exploring for a little bit. So, yeah, we've wrapped up everything I can think of in town. Let's take a look at what's out to the west today. Still staying a little close to town in case we end up fighting things which are a little bit beyond us. We should be a match for anything that we encounter out here, but it's going to be tricky thanks to me having to get used to the combat. I don't remember what the hotkeys are except for Zap, so it's going to be a little tricky. Hopefully we'll just meet Vorpal bunnies out here today, which will let me improve my combat spells very quickly, if I'm lucky. And we shouldn't get beat up too badly by one of them, as opposed to a wyvern, which can be very dangerous. The creatures will encounter... Oh, God, God! You actually made me jump, Hunting Hawk. So the creatures out here that we encounter during the daylight hours are the Vorpal bunny, the Necrotar, and the wyvern. I believe at night you can encounter the Necrotar, batters, a revenant, and a Chernovi wizard. We will learn more about the Chernovi later. I don't think wyverns or Vorpal bunnies are out at night, and I don't think I'm forgetting anything else. Oh, and wraiths. I'm sorry. Wraiths. You can also encounter wraiths. Wraiths are the reason why we will not be going out for some time at night. We are no match for them. Quite literally, we will die if we encounter a wraith. Wraiths have this life-leeching aura, which we'll get some protection against later on. Not too far from now. But until we get that protection, if we look onto the screen that has a wraith, you will see our life begin to rapidly drop. And we will die in a few seconds because of it. Let's look around at what we have over here.
You're in the northwest corner of the forest. To the north you can see the castle gate and the end of the road. While the road is now badly overgrown, you can tell that it once led to the east as well.
Let's go ahead and pay a visit then.
A heavy gate blocks the way to the winding road. Far in the distance you can see a majestic castle.
Welcome to Mordavia. It's nice to have some fresh blood around here. We so seldom see strangers.
Hello, sir. I like the way you pronounced blood. How are you? Good morning.
It is so difficult to get past the swamp which blocks the pass to and from the valley. We haven't had a stranger here since the rains created the swamp several years ago.
Oh, wow. How did the Dr. Cranium get out of here then? He left a few months ago. I guess he found a way.
The gatekeeper is a gaunt, tired-looking man with deep-set eyes that stare intelligently at you. This heavy gate blocks access to the castle road. The gate makes you wait.
Most gates do that. Well, hello, sir. What is your name?
I am Boris Stovich.
Oh, Boris. How you been?
I am the gatekeeper of Borgov Castle. Is it not true that he who guards the gates is the keystone speaker?
Yeah, I guess it is a true statement. What can you tell me about the castle back there? I heard the new boyar moved in?
This is the castle of the boyars, the title of the rulers of Mordavia. It once belonged to the Borgov family for generations, but the last Borgov has been dead for many, many years.
Well, who lives in the castle now?
I'm not certain who all lives in the castle. I so seldom see anyone from there. There's the master, of course. Then there's the strange foreigner. There's also the master's daughter, I believe, and some rather strange guards. Beyond that, I really can't say.
Is the daughter's name Katrina?
I haven't actually seen the daughter, but I know the master is quite proud of her.
Well, she was cute. Oh, anything else about the master?
The master desires privacy, and I respect that wish. As I always say, the will of the master is the shall of the servant. I wrote that.
I can see you're very proud of it. You mentioned a strange foreigner.
He is an unpleasant sort, with a short beard and moustache, and a funny hat. He is rude when giving orders, and he has the habit of staring at a person and licking his lips. Most unsavory.
It sounds like it, and uncomfortable to be around. Probably a vampire. And the guards?
I have only caught glimpses of them occasionally, but I don't think they are quite human. No matter. If a man does a good job, then whether he is a man does not matter.
I guess that's true, like a guard dog, for example. You mentioned the Borgov family. Can you tell me anything about them?
The heads of the Borgov family were the boyars of Mordavia for ages. The last Borgov disappeared at the time of darkness. No one knows what became of him.
Time of darkness? What is that about?
It is bad luck to even speak of the time of darkness. Mordavia was a safe and lovely land before that time. Much has changed since then, and for the worse.
That's a shame. If you won't talk about it, I can't figure out what might have happened. The last boyar, what happened to him?
Boyars are rather like barons of other lands. They own the castle and protect everyone within their domain.
Okay. So, not quite a king, but much like one. That didn't make any sense to what you said. Tell me more about this valley.
Mordavia is the name of this valley and of the town. Even the inn is called the Hotel Mordavia. The name means Dark Valley.
So Mordavia, not Mordavia Valley. Okay. Thank you. Dark Valley. That's a pretty impressive looking gate.
This is the gate to Borgov Castle. You can see it in the distance behind here. I am here to make certain that only welcome guests may enter through here in the daytime. At night, this gate is guarded by huge necrotaurs, who make certain no one tries to enter without permission.
Interesting. The master must be powerful if he's keeping necrotars as pets. Do you live in the town, Boris? Or do you know where it even is?
The town of Mordavia is to the east of here. Turn to the east as you leave and continue until your way is blocked by rocks. Then turn north and you will find the gates of the town.
Well, let's tell a little bit about ourselves. Maybe some of our adventures?
You've obviously done quite a lot for one person. It will be interesting to see what you do around here.
I kind of want other people, someone I work with, to begin speaking like this, or maybe I'll begin speaking like he does around work. That'd be really creepy. Have a good day, Boris.
Farewell, and may you find whatever you seek.
No, thank you. That thing can be... No, don't. Okay, so I guess...
Goodbye, young man. May the fireplace be warm and the drink cold at your journey's end.
Oh, I could go for a soda right now. In fact, I think I'm gonna go get one. All right, everyone. So I'm gonna call a little early here, about 50 minutes or so. And when we come back, we'll walk around and see how much more trouble we can get into around here. We'll at least explore everything to the west side of the town if we get a chance and we don't get beat up too badly.